In this video, we will present the quality management of the project. The members are Juan Sebastián Gutiérrez, Juan Diego Muñoz, and Juan Andrés Velasco. Project quality management. Project quality management includes the process for incorporating the organization quality policy regarding planning, managing, and controlling, and the product quality requirements in order to meet stakeholders' objectives. Project quality management also supports continuous process improvement activities and undertaken on behalf of the performing organization. The project quality management process are:
Plan quality management is the process of identifying quality requirements and standards for the project and delivers and documents how the project will demonstrate compliance with the quality requirements and standards.
Manage quality. The process of translating the quality management plan into executable quality activities that incorporate the organization's quality policies into the project.
Control quality. Control quality is the process of monitoring and recording results of executing the quality management activities in order to assess performance and ensure the project outputs are complete, correct, and meet customer expectations. The plan quality management process is concerned with the quality that the work needs to have. Manage quality is concerned with the managing the quality process to grow the project. During the managed quality process, quality requirements identified during the plan quality management process and turned into test and evaluation instruments, which are applied during the control quality process to verify these quality requirements are met by the project. Control quality is concerned with the comparing the work results with the quality requirements to ensure the result is acceptable. There are two outputs specific to the project quality management: acknowledged area that are used by other knowledge areas by verified deliverables and quality reports.
Key concepts for project quality management: meeting customers' requirements by overcoming the project team made results in decreased profit and increased levels for overall project risks, employed trial errors or rework. Meeting project scheduled objectives by resume planned quality inspection may result in undeclared errors, decreased profit, and increased post-implementation risks. Prevention keeping errors of the process and inspection keeping errors of the hands of the customers. Attribute sampling the result, either customers or those not comfort and variable shipping. The result is rated on continuous scale that measures of the customer. Tolerances specific range of acceptable results and control limits that identify the boundaries of common variation in a satisfactory state process or process performance. There are 5 levels of conceivable effective quality management as follows. Usually, the most expensive approach in the customer find the defects. This approach can lead to warranty cycles, real love and reputation and reward cost. Defect and correct the defects before the deliveries are sent to the customers as part of the quality control process. The control quality process has related costs, which are mainly appraisal cost and the internal variable cost. Incorporate quality into planning and design of the project and product. Use quality assurance to examine and correct the process if tell and not just special defects. Create a culture throughout to the organization that is aware and committed to quality process and products.
Trends and emerging practices in project quality management. Customer satisfaction. Understand, evaluate, define, and manage requirements so that customer expectations are met. This requires a combination of conformance to requirements to ensure the project produces what it was created to produce, and fitness for use. The product or service needs to satisfy the real needs. In agile environments, stakeholders' engagement with the team ensures customer satisfaction is maintained throughout the project. Continual improvement. The PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, and act, is the basis for quality improvements as defined by Schuhart and modified by Deming. In addition, quality improvement initiatives such as Total Quality Management, Six Sigma, and Lean Six Sigma may improve both the quality of project management as well as the quality of the end product, service, or result. Management responsibility. Success requires the participation of all members of the project team. Management retains within its responsibility for quality a related responsibility to provide suitable resources at adequate capacities. Mutually beneficial partnership with suppliers. An organization and its suppliers are interdependent. Relationships based on partnership and cooperation with the supplier are more beneficial to the organization and to the suppliers than traditional supplier management. The organization should prefer long-term relationships over short-term gains. A mutually beneficial relationship enhances the ability for both the organization and the suppliers to create value for each other, enhances the joint response to customer needs and expectations, and optimizes cost and resources.
Tailoring considerations. Policy compliance and auditing. What quality policies and pressure exists in the organization? What quality tools, techniques, and templates are used in the organization? Standards and regulatory compliance. Are there any specific quality standards in the industry that need to be applied? Are there any specific governmental, legal, or regulatory constraints that need to be taken into consideration? Continuous improvement. How will quality improvement by management in the project? Is the management at the organizational level or at the level of each project? Stakeholder engagement is the collaborative environment for stakeholders and suppliers.
Plan quality management is the process of identifying quality requirements and standards for the project and delivers and documents how the project will demonstrate compliance with the quality requirements and standards. The key benefit of the process is that provides guidance and direction on how quality will be managed and delivered throughout the project. This process is performed on or the briefing points in the project. The inputs and outputs of the process are declared inputs. Project charter. The project charter provides the high-level project description and product characteristics. It also contains the project approval requirements, measurable project objectives, and related success criteria that will influence the quality management of the project. Project management plan. The project management plan components included but are not limited to requirements management plan, risk management plan, recycle engagement plan, scope release. Project documents. Assumption log, requirement documentation, requirement metrics, register, schedule register, enterprise involvement factors, government agency regulation, rules, standards, and guidance specific to the application area, geographic distribution, organizational structure, marketplace conditions, working or operating condition of the project or its deliverables, cultural perceptions, organizational process assets. The organizational process assets that can influence to plan quality management process include but are not limited to organizational quality management system including policies, procedures, and guidelines. Quality templates such as check, shells, traceable matrix, and others. Historical debates and lesson learned repository. Tools and technique. expert judgment, quality assurance, quality control, quality measurements, quality improvements, quality system. Data gathering, benchmarking. Benchmarking involves comparing actual or planned project practice or the project quality standards to tools of comparable projects to identify best practice, generate ideas for improved and provide a basis for measuring performance. Brainstorming. Brainstorming can be used to gather data created from a group of the team members or subject matter experts to develop the quality management plan and best fit the open project. Interviews. Project and products quality needs and expectation implicit and explicit formal and informal. Can be intervene experienced project participants, stakeholders and subject matter experts. Cost benefit analysis. Cost of quality. Prevention cost, appraisal cost, and failure cost. Decision making. A decision making technique that be used for this process includes but is not limited to multi-criterial decision analysis. Multi-criterial decision analysis tools can be used to identify the key uses and suitable alternatives to prioritize a set of decisions for implementation. Data presentation. Flowcharts. Flowcharts are also referred to as process maps because they display the sequence of steps and the branching postulates that exist for a process that transfers one more inputs into one more outputs. Flowcharts show the activities, decision points, branching loops, parallel paths, and the overall order of the process by meeting the operational details of the process that exists within a horizontal value chain. Logical data model. Logical data models are a visual presentation of an organization data described in business language and independent of any specific technology. Matrix diagrams. Matrix diagrams help find the stepping or relationships among different factors, cause of objectives that exist between the rows and columns that form the matrix. Depending on how many factors might be compared, the project manager can use different shapes of matrix diagram, for example, L, T, X, C, and roles shaper. In this process, they facilitate identifying the quality matrix that are important for sources of the project. Mind mapping. Mind mapping is a diagrammatic method used to visually organize information. A mind map in quality is often created around a distinct quality concept. Draw as imagine in the center of the blank a page to with associated representation of ideas such as image works and part of works are aid.
Manage quality. The managed quality is the process of translating the quality management plan into executable quality activities that incorporate the organization's quality policies into the project. The key benefits of this process are that it increases the probability of meeting the quality objectives as well as identifying ineffective process and causes of poor quality. Managed quality uses the data and results from the control quality process to reflect the overall quality status of the project to the stakeholders. This process is performed throughout the project. Project documents. Lessons learned register. Lessons learned earlier in the project with regard to managing quality can be applied to later phases in the project to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of managing quality. Quality control measurements. Quality control measurements are used to analyze and evaluate the quality of the process and deliverables of the project against the standards of the performing organization or the requirements specified. Quality metrics. Quality metrics are verified as a part of the control quality process. The managed quality process uses these quality metrics as a basis for the development of data scenarios for the project and its deliverables and as a basis for improved initiatives. Risk report. Risk report used in the managed quality process to identify source of overall project risk and the most important drivers of overall risk exposure that can impact the quality objectives of the project. The managed quality process include but are not limited to organizational quality management system that includes policies, procedures, and guidelines. Quality templates such as check sheets, traceability metrics, test plans, test documents, and others. Results from previous audits. Lessons learned repository with information from similar projects. Tools and techniques. Data gathering. A checklist is a structured tool, usually component specific, used to verify that a set of required steps has been performed or to check if a list of requirements has been satisfied. Based on the project's requirements and practice, checklists may be simple or complex. Many organizations have standardized checklists available to ensure consistency in frequently performed tasks. Data analysis. Alternatives analysis. This technique used to evaluate identified options in order to select which different quality options or approaches are most appropriate to use. Document analysis. The analysis of different documents produced as part of the output of project control process, such as quality reports, test reports, performance reports, and variance analysis, can point to and focus on processes that may be out of control and may jeopardize meeting that specified requirements or stakeholders' expectations. Process analysis. Process analysis identifies opportunities for process improvements. This analysis also examines problems, constraints, and non-value add activities that occur during a process. Root cause analysis, RCA. Root cause analysis is an analytical technique used to determine the basic underlying reason that causes a variance, defect, or risk. A root cause may underlie more than one variance, defect, or risk. It may also be used as a technique for identifying root causes of a problem and solving them. When all root causes for a problem are removed, the problem does not recur. Decision making. A decision making technique that can be used for this process include, but is not limited to, the multi-criteria decision analysis. Data representation. Data representation techniques that can be used for this process include, but are not limited to, affinity diagrams. Affinity diagrams can organize potential causes of defects into groups showing areas that should be focused on the most. Cause and effect diagrams. Cause and effect diagrams are also known as fishbone diagrams, Wei-Wei diagrams, and or Ishikawa diagrams. Flowcharts show a series of steps that lead to a defect. Histograms. Histograms show a graphical representation of numerical data. Histograms can show the number of defects per deliverable, a ranking of the cause of defects, the number of times each process is non-compliant, or other representation of project or product defects. Matrix diagrams. The matrix diagrams seeks to show the strength of relationships among four factors, causes, and objectives that exist between the row and columns that form the matrix. Scatter diagrams. A scatter diagram is a graph that shows the relationships between two variables. Scatter diagrams can demonstrate a relationships between any element of a process, environment, or activity on one axis and a quality defect on the other axis. Audits. An audit is a structured, independent process used to determine if project activities comply with the organizational and project policies, process, and procedures. A quality audit is usually conducted by a team external to the project, such as the organization's internal audit department, PMO, or by an auditor external to the organization. Quality audit objectives may include, but are not limited to, identifying all goods and best practice being implemented, identifying all non-conformity gaps and shortcomings, sharing good practice introduced or implemented in similar projects in the organizations or industry, proactively offering assistance in a positive manner to improve the implementation of process to help raise team productivity, highlighting contributions of each audit in the lessons learned repository of the organization. Outputs. Quality reports. The quality reports can be graphical, numerical, or qualitative. The information provided can be used by other processes and departments to take corrective actions in order to achieve the project quality expectations. Test and evaluation documents. Test and evaluation documents can be created based on industry needs and the organization's templates. They are inputs to the control quality process and are used to evaluate the achievements of quality objectives. Change requests. If changes occur during the managed quality process that impact any of the components of the project management plan, project documents, or project or product management processes. Project management plan updates. Any change to the project management plan goes through the organization's change control process via a change request. Components that may require a change request for the project management plan include but are not limited to quality management plan, scope baseline, schedule baseline, cost baseline, project documents updates, issue log, lessons learned register, risk register.
Control quality. Control quality is the process of monitoring and recording results of executing the quality management activities in order to assess performance and ensure the project outputs are complete, correct, and meet customer expectations. The key benefit of this process is verifying that project deliverables and work meet the requirements specified by key stakeholders for final acceptance. The control quality process determines if the project outputs do what they were intended to do. Thus, outputs need to complete with all the applicable standards, requirements, regulations, and specifications. This process is performed throughout the project. The control quality process is performed to measure the competence, compliance, and fitness for use of product or service prior to user acceptance and finally delivery. This is done by measuring steps, attributes, and variables used to verify conform or compliance to a specification state during the planning stage. Control quality inputs. Project management plan. The quality management plan defines how quality control will be performed within project. Project documents that can be considered as inputs for this process include but are not limited to lesson learned register. Lesson learned early in the project can be applied to later phases in the project to improve quality control. Quality metrics. A quality metric specifically describes a project or product attribute and how the control quality process will verify compliance to it. Test and evaluation documents are used to evaluate achievement of the quality objectives. Approved change request. As part of the perform integration control process, a change log update indicates that some changes are approved and some are not. Approved change requests may include modifications such as defect repairs, revisit work methods, and revisit schedule. Deliverables is a unique and beautiful product, result, or a capability to perform a service that is required to be produced to complete a process, phase, or a project. Deliverables that are outputs from the direct and management project work process are inspected and compared to the acceptance criteria defined in the project scope statement. Control quality tools and techniques. Data gathering. Data gathering techniques that can be used for this process include but are not limited to checklists. Checklists help in managing the control quality activities in a structured management. Check sheets. Check sheets are also known as tool sheets and are used to organize facts in a manner that will facilitate the effective collection of useful data about a potential quality problem. They are specifically useful for gathering attributes that will perform an inspection to identify defects, for example, data about the frequency or consequence of defects collected. Statistical sampling involves choosing a part of a population of interest inspection. The sample is taken to measure controls and verify quality. Sample frequency and size should be determined during the plant quality management process. Questionnaire and surveys may be used to gather data about customer satisfaction after the deployment of the product or service. The costs regarding defects identified in the surveys may be considered external failures costs in the COQ model and can have extensive cost application of the organization. Data analysis. Techniques that can be used for the process include but are not limited to performance review. Performance review measure, compare, and analyze the quality metrics defined by the plant quality management process against the actual results. Root cause analysis (RCA). Root cause analysis is used to identify the sources of the effects. Data representation techniques that can be used for this process include but are not limited. Cause and effect diagrams are used to identify the possible effects of quality defects and errors. Control charts are used to determine whether or not a process is stable or has predictable performance. Upper and the lower specification limits are based on the requirements and reflect the maximum and minimum values allowed. Histograms can demonstrate the number of defects by source or by component. Scatter diagrams can show the plant performed on one axis and the actual performance on the second axis. Outputs. Quality control measurements are the document results of controlled quality activities. They should be captured in the format that was specified in the quality management plan. Verified deliverables. A goal of the control quality process is to determine the correctness of the variables. The result of performing the control quality process are verified that become an input to a valid scope process for formalized acceptance. Project documents that may be adopted as a result of carrying out this process include but are not limited to issue log. Many times a deliverable that does not meet the quality requirements document as an issue. Lesson learned. The lesson learned register is adopted with the information on the source of the quality effects and how they could have been viewed, as well as approaches that worked well. Risk register. New risks identified during the process are recorded in the risk register, and management use the risk management process. Test and evaluation documents. Test and evaluation documents might be modified as a result of this process in order to make future tests more effective.
Conclusión,
La gestión de la calidad es todo lo que vamos a incorporar en políticas de calidad que nos van a ayudar a cumplir los requisitos de la planificación, gestión y control de la calidad. Asimismo, nos va a ayudar a cumplir los objetivos de nuestros clientes, a satisfacerlos o como también cumplir todos los objetivos de los involucrados, ¿sí? Esta gestión de calidad la vamos a dividir en 3 partes.
El primero es planificar la gestión de la calidad, el cual es el proceso de identificar los requisitos y estándares de calidad para el proyecto y sus entregables, así como el de documentos, como el proyecto demuestra el cumplimiento de los mismos.
El segundo es gestionar la calidad, que es el proceso de convertir el plan de gestión de la calidad en actividades ejecutables de calidad que incorporen o que cumplan con los requisitos de calidad de los proyectos en la organización, en cada uno de los proyectos en la cual pues esta esté involucrada. Esto nos ayudará también a determinar los procesos que son ineficaces o no están cumpliendo con los estándares de calidad para de esa manera pues poder mejorarlos y que cumplan los requisitos de calidad.
Una vez hecho la gestión, lo que vamos a hacer es totalmente una evaluación en la que nos va a ayudar a completar y evaluar si los entregables son válidos para cumplir los objetivos o si necesitamos hacer una reestructuración de la gestión. De igual manera, esto lo vamos a hacer en cuanto a mapas mentales, todo lo que es recolecta de información, y asimismo nos va a ayudar a completar todos los objetivos de la gestión de la calidad. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.